Hello everyone, I'm John Rayhans, the General Manager at Iron Oaks, and welcome to another session with Java with John. Today I have the distinct pleasure of having our Board President, Joe D'Amore, with us today. And Joe, thanks for joining us. This is just terrific.
My pleasure, John.
And one of the things I'd like for the community to know is a little bit about yourself. Tell us where you're from, how long you've lived here, and things like that.
I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. I got to Arizona on a job reload when the company I was working with was purchased by a company out here and moved me out here to work here. And I had never set foot in Arizona. So I said to my wife, got to give them a year's commitment, but if we don't like it after a year, we'll go back. That was at the December of 1994. So I've been here quite a bit. We built our home here in Oakwood in April of 2003. We moved in, so we're still in the same house we built. We did a lot of upgrading at the time, so we'd had to do very little since then, but we've enjoyed it immensely all of that time. I'm a golfer, belonged to played Oakwood and Ironwood. I was president of the Ironwood Men's Golf Association after serving on the board there for several years. It's a great community, and we love being here.
That's great. And Joe, I understand you're an attorney by trade, is that correct?
Yes, I'm an attorney by trade.
And in addition to that, you have a wonderful skill, which I'm never embarrassed to bring up, and that is you play the piano and sing.
Yeah, singing is, I wouldn't brag about that, but the piano, I've been pretty proficient at keyboards, playing in lots of bands over my life. And now we play at open mic. My wife and I perform together, and I back up other people who sing and perform at open mics, which we're having our first here next Tuesday, 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock at the Grill on the Green at Ironwood. So it'll be hosted by Kevin Crum, who a lot of you know because he does a lot of solo performances here, and also now that we're back to dance bands, we'll probably have his dance band also playing here. So it's come on to the open mic night. Even if you don't play, you'll grab a meal at Ironwood and enjoy the music.
That's great. I look forward to that. Switching gears a little bit, board elections are probably creeping up on us, and I imagine we may have a few spots open. What could you share with our homeowners about the election and encouraging them to run for the board?
Well, first thing, the election process, I think, has been troublesome to some. And what we're working on, we have a committee working on this, a task force, along with the election committee working on, is to try to come up with ways to make it easier and for people to run for the board. And I'm hoping some of those changes get put into place. Some of our neighboring communities don't even allow election campaigning. At least formal. No signs are allowed. They do not have the meet the candidates night. They just have people present certain formatted statements that they put online, and then people vote. It makes the process a lot easier, and of course you could always campaign when you have private parties and stuff like that, but not having to have the pressure of signs and the meet the candidates night, I think may help encourage more people. Because what's been happening here is we get not even enough people to run for the open board positions, and then we get way more people volunteering to be appointed. And we're finding that that's because the election process is kind of burdensome. So we're trying to lighten that up. It's great to serve this community. Either on the board or committees, we have lots of people on committees, and I really encourage all of them primarily to think about running for the board. Believe it or not, when you become a member at large, which most people do the first year or two they're on the board, it's not much more work than you're already doing as a committee member. So really look at that group first. Anybody who's had prior board experience in any way, condominium boards, other kind of homeowner boards, you'll find it's something you're used to. It's not burdensome. I still enjoy all my retirement. I play golf several times a week, do the musical things, go out to dinners. It's really not going to impose terrifically on your life or lifestyle. So I really encourage that if you are interested in this community, want to see changes made as we have with the strategic survey and everything being done in that event, get involved, committees on the board. You won't regret it. It won't burden you, overly burden you, just a little more maybe, but you can handle that.
That's great. Now, one thing unique about you, Joe, is this isn't your first go-round on the board. Is that right?
That's true. I was on the board many years ago when I was appointed to the board for 10 months to fill out a term, and then I ran for the board and got elected to a 3-year term. And I served on the board as an ad hoc member for a couple of years, as the board secretary then. So I thought that was done. And I've been involved in many committees and stayed involved and went into golf association boards and things of that nature, like I said, in the Ironwood Men's. And then I got a call from 2 board members urging me to fill a vacancy, put my name in for consideration, which I did. There was no intentional bait and switch, but there was a little bait and switch. I was told it's only going to be for 6 months. I said, I can handle that. And then it turns out, well, it's really a year and 6 months because we made a mistake and we have to extend that term because of the number of people allowed to run for the board. And then they encouraged me to be president, which I wasn't expecting at all. But hey, if I can handle that, you can handle being on the board, especially as an ad hoc member, and you can certainly handle being on committees. Just, if you love this community like I do, you want to see things done here in the correct way, just get involved. It's not gonna impact your life greatly at all.
Joe, that's great. That's a great story, and I really appreciate all your time and effort as the president of the board.
Thank you.
You're a delight to work with. I appreciate your leadership and your continued involvement in the community. So from all of us, thanks so much, and thanks for joining me today on Java with John. And for all of you out there, thanks for joining us as well. Stay safe.